stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing Supercab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds. Safe, fast and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the Supercab app today. Supercab, your ride, your way.
All right, it's another Tuesday. Allow me to welcome you to another engaging episode of Taraba Raw Talent, that special program that brings to you one moment, mind-blowing moment. I am Fomi Desmond, and I welcome you on today's edition of the program. Of course, before we go deep into what we have for you today, allow me to take you through some information that you need to know. And first up is the international school that just came in, talking about Amazing Grace International School. As you see on your screen, it's a school that you should allow your children to be in. You should allow your children rather to be in that place, because they will give them in-depth knowledge about life, not just the theoretical part of life, but also practical things that they need to know at their own age. You should allow their children to be in that school. It is very, very important. The flyer is there, the numbers are there, all details are there for you, and it will be on our handles for you to follow and know everything that has to do about it. Yes, moving forward, we'll be discussing with our Reverend Father Godwin Waters, the founder of Narrow the Gap. He is here live with us in the studio. He's the parish priest of Abuja Phase 1 Catholic Church, and he has been doing so much. So we'll go on a quick break. We'll come back. We'll be discussing with him. Stay with us.
When a tanker bearing fuel falls or an underground pipe bearing fuel bursts, what do? Scooping fuel in your bucket or running far away from impending fire? You have a few seconds to take the wisest decision. Walk away? No, that is not enough. Shift? No, that is not enough. Stay there and gist and take shots with your phone? That is madness. Run. Yes, run away. Yes, your life depends on your action. The flames come suddenly, unexpected, but uncontrollable. Why? Fuel is highly inflammable. Why? It just requires a spark to set off a ravaging inferno. So, don't stay there to think. Storm away to live. Do not throw away your life in anguish for meaningless fuel siphoning. Be advised.
Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing Supercab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds. Safe, fast and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the Supercab app today. Supercab, your ride, your way.
right, many thanks for staying with us till the program Taraba Raw Talent. And as I said earlier, we're together with Reverend Father Godwin Waters. He happens to be the founder of Narrow the Gap, a program and initiative that is there to help the little ones, with emphasis on the girl child. It's good to have him on the program. So you're welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
You look good and unique.
My pleasure. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, I would love to go deep into the description of your clothes, but let's just focus on the crux of the deed.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk to the initiative, Narrow the Gap. What is Narrow the Gap all about? It's actually a very long name, and with each of its name having a meaning.
Yeah.
So speak to us about that program, that initiative, please.
Yeah. Thank you once again for having me. This is my first time on your station, and I'm so pleased. And thank you for your kindness and hospitality thus far. Yes. So, Narrow the Gap Child Advocacy Initiative is a locally based initiative, non-governmental, non-profit, non-religious initiative that is concerned about the gaps between the dreams of African children and the actualization of such dreams. And, you know, children are gifted with so much potential, gifted with so much grace and destiny. However, we have over time noticed in our immediate communities that children would have such dreams, nurse such imaginations to be great persons, but do not end up being such great persons or achieving such dreams. So we raise the question, what happens in the gap between the dreams and the actualizations? So we've discovered some very sad realities about factors and mitigating realities that hamper them from achieving such dreams. So Narrow the Gap Child Advocacy Initiative is an initiative that identifies such gaps, such mitigating factors, and neutralizes them or counteracts them so that we create a self-nurturing environment for children to dream and then really pursue and actualize their dreams. Yeah.
All right, thank you for that insight. It's very, very important that we understand some of these initiatives because sometimes they come with so much English and, you know, it's always disturbing. Now, let's look at, you've just spoken about the initiative itself.
Yeah.
Now, what were the motives behind this? You've explained to us what it stands to.
Yeah.
What actually pushed this?
Yeah, the initiative is largely inspired by the given realities, like I said earlier, that when we look around our communities, we see lots of children roaming the streets, and we wonder what will become of them in the future. So Narrow the Gap is inspired by trying to make some positive impact, not only complaining or reminding everyone of the reality that kids are out there on the streets, but what are we doing to make sure that they are in the right places? Should they be at home? Should they be in school? Should they be in some factories? Should they be in some shops learning something? Should they be acquiring some skills? Is that what they should be doing? If the answer is yes, why are they on the street? So the motivation and the inspiration behind the formation of such an initiative was that we need to do something about the number of kids we see out of school and in streets and doing nothing, and they become the nuisance for tomorrow and is a breeding ground for all kind of societal menace and violence and delinquencies and all of such things because they are not properly taken care of at this stage. So the motivation is simple: stand up, do something about the sad reality right now so that tomorrow is better and safer for everyone. Yeah.
You know, from the explanation you're giving, it speaks volumes of the less privileged, those that are not opportune to have, especially in the aspect of education.
Yeah.
Now, let's speak to this. Now, what approaches have you been using to see that this gap is actually narrowed?
All right.
Because it has to do with the less privileged.
Yeah.
So what approaches have you been applying to see that they are directly touched by your initiative?
The approaches, indeed, you would have to first of all identify the problems and then see what best strategies to apply to take care of such problems that you would have observed. So approaches we've used so far based on our thematic areas that has to do with education, child safeguarding and protection, intentional parenting and care for children, and also advocacy for the rights of such children. Our approaches were very direct and very impactful. Number one, we went into scholarship for the less privileged children to get access into schools that they would rather not have access due to financial realities and difficulties. And also we go around various communities, also raising awareness on the needs to protect and safeguard the rights of children and create a nurturing environment for their growth. We've also interacted with schools, we've interacted with government agencies, we've interacted with various ministries, we've interacted with stakeholders, community leaders, we've interacted with faith-based communities such as churches or communities that are faith-based. We've interacted with all of those to make sure that our message is passed, and then not only that we are talking about ideas and being theoretical, we are also practical out there in the field. For those children that we could not even sponsor them and take them to schools, we go into some interiors and do a program of what we call mobile schools. So we bring the schools to the kids and we teach them basic literacy and numeracy just to enlighten them, just to open up their minds. And right now we are also running again children camp. So these are all approaches that we do. We organize workshops, conferences, visit schools in their PTAs and PTFs and have conversations with them. These are our approaches so far.
All right, we'll go on a quick break. But when we come back, we'll be talking about the aspect of the scholarship or how the initiative has been taking care of these younger ones or these little ones. Because for them, they have taken it to themselves to train them, to raise them up from that little level that they are to a place that they should be. So we'll be looking at the approaches or maybe how they've been sponsoring these little ones with emphasis on the girl child. Stay with us, don't go away. We still have enough to share with you.
Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing Supercab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds. Safe, fast and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the Supercab app today. Supercab, your ride your way.
When a tanker bearing fuel falls or an underground pipe bearing fuel bursts, what do? Scooping fuel in your bucket or running far away from impending fire? You have a few seconds to take the wisest decision. Walk away? No, that is not enough. Shift? No, that is not enough. Stay there and gist and take shots with your phone? That is madness. Run. Yes, run away. Yes, your life depends on your action. The flames come suddenly, unexpected but uncontrollable. Why? Fuel is highly inflammable. Why? It just requires a spark to set off a ravaging inferno. So, don't stay there to think. Storm away to live. Do not throw away your life in anguish for meaningless fuel siphoning. Be advised.
All right, welcome back from the break. Still the program Taraba Raw Talent, together with Father Water. Yes, that very young priest that is giving to the society. He has been doing this for a very long time and he's so passionate about it. I am super excited that he has taken up this very idea, this very brilliant idea, giving back to the society, especially young people. Don't just follow us, you should be part of this very initiative. You can be direct or indirect, you know, you can be present. So yeah, there's a way you can come in, you can be advocating on what they have been doing, or you can come direct to support them. Yes, anyhow you can do this, you just have to do it. So we'll continue on the program, sharing more ideas and more light to what the initiative is doing. Now, before we went on break, we were talking about how you've been touching lives directly, looking at the level you've gone so far. Now, let's look at the scholarship aspect, because you taking these children, training them, is actually on the scale of scholarship. So how has the procedure been like with your initiative?
Okay, yeah. The procedure for us selecting the kids, because there are very many out there and we can't help actually all of them. We, by interaction, identify whom we consider less privileged and whom we consider are actually not in school because they do not have the funds for their tuition or whatever fee that is necessary for their education. So by that consideration, we hope that if we send them to school, they would now have not only access, but they now have opportunity to actually be formed and grow. So the scholarship so far, ever since we started in 2019, we at the initial offered scholarship to 13 candidates. First of all, we had 12 and then we had one afterwards. And we paid attention especially to the girl child by giving more slots to them than the boys. And also we took them to 2 schools before we got enrolled in Omas Royal Academy, and I must say kudos to them in appreciation for their kindness and generosity. They welcomed us. Those kids we picked were, what you may say, diamonds in the rough, and they needed some cleaning up, they needed some life, they needed some opportunity and boosting of their morale and esteem. So there were some schools that felt that those were not qualified to be in their schools, and
just looking at them, they
truly. So, but Omas Royal Academy not only welcomed us as people enrolling candidates in their schools, but they took us as partners. As a matter of fact, they opened their doors wide open. Not only did they subsidize the fee, but they really took them as family also. However, down the line, in gratitude to God and the state government, there was a declaration of free education. So our advocacy was no longer children should go to school because there was no funds for scholarship, but right now the children should go to school because school is free in Taraba State, especially primary education, secondary education, and even the tertiary education. We know that it has been highly subsidized, so there is no excuse not to be in school. So our advocacy has changed from looking for funds to give scholarships to now advocating that parents should ensure that their children benefit from this very noble gesture of the state government. Yeah.
Okay, you know, looking at the nature of this initiative, you agree with me that it's actually a very, very engaging one, and there are a lot of challenges attached to it.
Yeah.
I would like you to speak to that. The challenges that remain around this very initiative that sometimes so touching and disturbing.
Yeah, I can say to you the fundamental challenge is that of finance and funding. That is fundamental. I've not experienced another challenge that would be more difficult than funds. Were it that we had funds, we would have done more than what we have done so far. We would have been doing more than what we are doing if we had the funds. And the second challenge throughout the journey from 2019 to this point is the very sad and cold attitude of the parents of some of the kids we picked and gave them scholarship. They didn't follow through with their other end of responsibility, which was simply just to prepare these kids for school. I mean, school buses were coming to pick them up. Their school uniforms were taken care of. Their sandals, their books, their textbooks, everything was taken care of. Everything. As a matter of fact, our initiative once in a while would even give them some stipends and give them some foodstuff to ensure that these kids have at least, some at least breakfast, at least. But then it became very difficult to just clean them up, to just check on their assignments. that was one of the most heartbreaking challenges we encountered, so much so that the school at some point had to officially write to us and notify us that we are spending so much money, but there is less of any positive impact in the lives of these kids because their parents were not actually responsible. So apart from funding, I would say to you that this is the second challenge that I've experienced in this work so far.
All right, I want to come this way.
Yeah.
You've actually come up with your challenges.
Yeah.
Now let's look at, have your team considered the level of exposure of parents that you're engaging their children? Have your team considered that? And if your team has considered that, what kind of training have you given to those parents to see that they align with what your team is presenting?
Okay.
Because your initiative is coming up with an idea. And it may be new to this parent. They are not in tune with what you're doing. So what has your team done to see that they are being carried along, not just coming to help their children?
Yeah.
I don't know whether you've considered that.
Yes.
You've taken steps to address that.
Yes, truly. Yes. One of the procedures of engaging in this kind of thing we do is what we call buy-in, community buy-in. By that buy-in, we mean that the community must demonstrate to some considerable level appreciation of what is to be done and that they want to be involved and that this is relevant to them. So before we picked these kids, not all of them had parents, of course. Some of them were orphans, some of them were living with parents, maybe single parents. We had all of these cases, all of that. However, as regards orientation, we visited their homes, we identified them, we gave them orientation as parents. Not only in their homes, we would regularly invite them to some other venues to give them orientation.
Okay, the parent of this?
Yes, indeed, and their guardians. And when we enrolled them in school finally, we took them along to the school, introduced them to the school authority, and the school was interacting also directly with them. They would be invited for PTAs and PTAs. Some of them wouldn't even show up. And the school would even contact some of them, and they are just very cold. And some of them would never just take responsibility. That's very sad and heartbreaking. However, our team was very deliberate in making sure that they were taken along. Orientations, workshops, and visitations, we had done that, follow-ups, and if there were particular cases that we needed to even go to their homes and remind them of this responsibility, we did so. We really did so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, still on the aspect of challenge, I'm skeptical about something.
Yeah.
Considering your position as a priest in the Catholic Church, what has been the influence? You consider yourself you being the priest and controlling this initiative now, knowing very well that Taraba State has different religions and different tribes, and those things are there. We can't run away from them. So what has it been like? How has it been for you in your position as a priest controlling this initiative?
Yeah, as a priest, when this inspiration came, the first person I spoke with was, of course, my father, my spiritual father, the Bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Jalingo, Most Reverend Michael Hamawa Charles. I spoke with him. I shared with him my thoughts and my concerns. And of course, we discussed about that. And when it got to the level that we grew to when we could register with CAC, because we did that, I also had to consult with him again. And I said, this is it. And in my team, we are a mixed from various backgrounds, religious and cultural, political, various and variety of backgrounds. So we are not a religious body. I'm a priest, I'm a Catholic priest, I'm a very religious person. I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. However, when we come to narrow the gap child advocacy, it is a translation also of the gospel values of looking out for those who are less privileged. So there is no contradiction. However, there is opening. There is an opening that we are not only Christians or Catholics in the team. No. Let let me even tell you that one of the signatories to our account is a Muslim. Our head management is a Muslim lady. So Mariam Lanko. So to tell you that we are very mixed, and we have Muslims in our teams, we have Christians, we have people from various backgrounds all in our team. So we are very open and we are very, very universal.
Okay. Now, let's look at, you know, I brought this because there are villages or there are areas that you will go at some point. They may not give you audience because they will look at what you're presenting. I don't know whether it has happened in any of your meetings. There are places you go now, they'll say, oh, what are you presenting to us? How is it like? They'll say, okay, no, we don't do this here. You may try a different place and stuff like that.
Indeed.
But yes, notwithstanding, I am happy that you've considered most of these things. And they are working right for you. It's okay like that. So now let's look at, now what other plans are you putting in place to see that this very initiative is sustained? Because as it is now, more awareness has gone out.
Yeah.
We have children that have followed this program.
Yeah.
And they are already eager to come in.
Yeah.
Do you have a limit to your touch? Do you have a limit to what you're doing? And how can parents come in to this two-in-one question?
Yes. So as to limits, we are limited by the realities of our challenges, finances. So that is our limit. For us, for what we feel, for the passion we carry in our hearts, if there is a funding for this passion that we carry in our hearts, we will touch the entire world. But then we are limited by the reality of the shortage of funds and financing our projects and our programs. And to sustainability, of course, the first step to get sustainability is to get acceptance.
That's right.
And to get acceptance, you must get legitimacy. So when we just came as a team, we needed to get legitimacy. That is why we now approached CAC and we registered. We registered as a corporate body, and from then we needed to also to win the trust of anyone that would want to get involved with us. So, and it's a common mistake I see people making around that. You start up a business or you start up such an initiative, and you are running the account of such an initiative with your name. You are running it with your name, the bank account with your name. So no. So we got legitimacy because we are seeking acceptance. Like I said, there's no sustainability without acceptance. There's no acceptance without legitimacy.
Right.
So our legitimacy was in getting ourselves registered, opening the bank account that is official to the name Narrow the Gap Child Advocacy, Zenith Bank. And going forward, we had the confidence to now approach stakeholders. Are you registered? Yes, we are registered.
Wow.
Do you have bank account?
Which gives more credibility
Exactly,
to the initiative.
exactly.
Right.
So that helps in sustainability. And another step towards sustainability is involving everyone. Involving everyone. That is why at every time that we are going to have any program or project, we make announcements and we open up our portals, we open up ourselves to receive volunteers. So you do not have to be a member, you do not have to be a card carrying, or if I may use that, member of the organization or the initiative. But at every program, you are free to come and volunteer and just be a part of this. So sustainability comes from getting this kind of acceptance, this kind of legitimacy, credibility, and also seeing and asking ourselves, if we do not get funds from people, how do we continue what we're doing? So when we get funds, we do what it can fund. When we do not have funds, we know that we don't need funds to speak up. So at least speaking up is something that we do not need funds to do. So we speak up and we do other things that do not maybe immediately need some financing.
All right, still on the frequency of where we are going right now.
Yeah.
Let's look at because looking at the initiative, you agree with me that it's something that has to do collaboratively.
Yeah.
Now, and it has direct connection with schools. We have schools in Taraba State. How the level of acceptability of this school collaborating with you to see that this thing is correctly done. How has it been like? Have you been having open arms from these schools to see that what you're doing is being complemented by those schools that are already functioning?
All right. Yeah. So you see, our targets primarily would be even those kids that do not have access to schools. Nonetheless, kids that are in school, we are equally interested because while there is the formal guidance and education they receive in the school setting, there is the informal at home. So narrow the gap is coming in between the formal and the informal. What are those little things that we can do? What are those little gaps that we notice and that we can fill up? So schools so far have opened their doors and welcomed us, some to their PTA, some to their PTF, some we come and give some seminar workshop to their students and pupils, some we come for some kind of training in their schools, they welcome us, and at some couple of years back, I think 2 years back, we had what we call the Voice of the Taraba Child, where we invited various schools to send in their students in such numbers as we have indicated at the time to come and interact. They will talk show, workshops and seminars and debates and quiz. That was very interactive. That was very impactful to the knowledge that we had at the time. However, I would say that it was a bit embarrassing. One of the sad experiences I had also to see that
with a school.
Yeah, so a particular school asked us if another school was very particular if the other school that they mentioned would also be in the event, and we said yes, such school. Yeah, we remember inviting them, and they said if that school is going to be there, we are not going to be there, and that was very embarrassing. That's quite embarrassing.
It's actually funny.
Yeah.
It's really funny because there's no need for that.
There's no need for that.
There's no need for that.
And to just see how very folly it is. The reason was later on we got to discover that some staff from this school that said would not attend if the other school would be in attendance had left this institution to that other school, so automatically they became rivals with some black blood between them. So, but then these are just challenges that makes us more wiser in our strategy next time. Probably next time we will not answer any school that school will be there. If you come and see them, that's all. And
you know, it's very important that we come up to a level that we accept real initiatives that are coming up with that are too real. They are good for us. You see, all these ideas that people have sometimes that are too personal, you don't bring it to the field because the refuser of few people will affect children that you're actually looking for.
Indeed.
So there is need for everyone. That's why I said that this initiative is not just for him, it's not just for his team, but it's collective. All of us, we share in it in one way or the other. And all we can do right now is to just come close and see that we support them. You can advocate, you can do it at your own end, even as we are having this live session here. All right, we'll go on a break. We'll come back. We'll be talking about the success story behind Mind the Gap Child Initiative Advocacy. We'll be talking about that shortly. So stay with us. Don't go away.
When a tanker bearing fuel falls or an underground pipe bearing fuel bursts, what do? Scooping fuel in your bucket or running far away from impending fire? You have a few seconds to take the wisest decision. Walk away? No, that is not enough. Shift? No, that is not enough. Stay there and gist and take shots with your phone? That is madness. Run. Yes, run away. Yes, your life depends on your action. The flames come suddenly, unexpected but uncontrollable. Why? Fuel is highly inflammable. Why? It just requires a spark to set off a ravaging inferno. So, don't stay there to think. Storm away to live. Do not throw away your life in anguish for meaningless fuel siphoning. Be advised.
Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing Supercab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds. Safe, fast and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the Supercab app today. Supercab, your ride your way.
Are you a businessman or woman? Do you need loan to grow your business? At Taraba Business Development Center, we offer both business and personal loan with flexible repayment plan. We are located in different parts of Taraba State. Jalingo branch, opposite Civil Service Commission, 183 Amarua Way, 090-3134-4333. Zing branch, Zenith Bank agent beside College of Education, Zing, 070-3125-2559.
All right, welcome back from the break. Narrow the Gap Child Initiative Advocacy, all inclusive, is here to stay. And all you can do right now is to make sure that you draw closer to understand what they're bringing to us, because it's actually a very mind-blowing initiative that we need to put hands on deck for it, because it has a lot for our children. You can be part of this, and I want you to be part of this because it is very, very important. We've been discussing this on this very show, talking about Taraba Raw Talent, together with Reverend Father Waters Godwin. He is the founder of this very initiative, and he has been doing this for some time now. So we've been speaking with him. We'll continue to talk about this very initiative because it is very, very important that we bring it closer to you so that you know. Now, so let's talk about the success stories. Let's talk about the success story. We'll be able to navigate from one to other. Now, do we have stories? Stories that you look at them and it encourages you and your team? Because I think this is one part that will actually help your team. Looking at the challenges and looking at it, oh, you give it to some people and sometimes they don't value it. Do you have success story that encourages you? The team, or from the beneficiaries as well?
Indeed. Yes. Lots of success story. It's our motivation to daily strive to attain our goals because of the little pearls of success and wreath of congratulations we pick here and there, and above all, actually the deep fulfillment to know that you are not just complaining, but you are out there doing something, no matter how little, towards solving the problems that we have identified already. Now, if it may count as any sense of fulfillment, ever since we started, we have received no less than 7 local awards in Taraba, recognizing what we do, recognizing our efforts in narrowing the gap between the dreams of children and the actualization of such dreams. For every award we receive, for every thank you we saw, for every smile on the face of every child we encountered, these are success stories for us. Above all, the success story here is to know that we're not just folding our hands. It would have been absolute failure, total failure, if we were just sitting and doing nothing about the things we've observed. But that we're out there in the field, rolling up our sleeves and just applying ourselves to seeing that we are doing the little we can. That is success story. It is also success story when we see that we interact with kids, we interact with their parents, we interact with their guardians, with some stakeholders, and they say, this thing that you're doing, please don't stop it. This is very good. It is success story when we see other parents approach us and say, please, we heard that you do so and so and so and so, please, here is my child also, please, can you do, that is success story. Even if we are not able to do anything, that is success story. We feel appreciated, we feel motivated, we feel supported. It is success story when people send to us their pennies, when people send to us in trust their little funds to say that what you're doing is good, have this to help you in this way. It is success story. And right now, we have the children camp ongoing. It is a success story that we have over 182 kids to come up and say that they want to partake, and it's a success story.
Right.
Yes.
All right, we'll speak about the camp experience, and it will definitely be displayed on the screen so that you know that what we are seeing here is actually real and it's happening live in Jalingo. But before then, before we speak about that, I would like us to look at the collaboration, because the initiative is not just a kind of a particular team running it. The collaboration, both government and other agencies within, and not just agencies, we have companies that are within that should be part of this. How has it been like, the collaboration with government and the agencies and ministries around? How has it been like? What method or what steps have you taken towards that, and what has been the result so far? Because we're interested in that. Because after this program, other children will be coming. Other parents want their children to come, and they'll be coming in their numbers. So this collaboration, how has it been? Speak to that, please.
Well, we are beneficiaries of some of the policies that the state government would have put in place towards educating children, towards the safeguarding of the rights of children. So we know that Taraba State is one of those states in the country that have localized, if I use that term as a layman, since I'm not a lawyer, the child safeguarding law. It has localized it. It has imbibed it in this state.
That's right.
So that is collaboration for us, because the government is doing something, at least in that light, towards safeguarding the rights of children, protecting them from all forms of abuses, and putting penalties on ground for defaulters. And also, in recent times, we are aware of the declaration of the state governor for free education. If we are advocating that kids should be out of the streets and back to school, and the state government is declaring free education, that is collaboration. We feel elated. We feel good. That is good. So now our advocacy is going to turn from saying, let's get scholarship for them, to saying their parents key into this very noble policy.
All right, you've taken up the method of, or you've taken up the measure of telling the parents.
Yes.
Now, your children should be in school.
Yes, they should be in school.
Since the government has
There is no complaint. You can't complain.
The government has come in to like say, okay, children should go.
Yes.
And it falls in line with your initiative.
Yes, so we are grateful for that. And then most importantly, we have introduced ourselves in the last administration to the SGS. We went and said, this is who we are and this is what we are doing. We went to ministries such as that of education. We went also to that of women and child affairs. Women affairs. And we went there and introduced ourselves. This is who we are. This is what we are doing. We went to TY Foundation, introduced ourselves. This is who we are. This is what we are doing. And also, we went to some other, we have been collaborating with some other sister organizations. For instance, the camp that we are running right now, there is Self Foundation with us. There is also YMT, Charity Foundation with us. There is also Visionary World with us. And of course, Some TV is a partner with us. We are very grateful.
So it's big collaboration.
Yes, and also, of course, through the Taraba Raw Talent, and also the FM 90.6 of the TSBS will also partner with us, because they've given us this opportunity to speak, to air our values, and to call on people to say, please come and support us. This is very noble. So these are all collaboration, and we really are grateful for all these opportunities.
All right, that takes us right direct to the program that is currently ongoing.
Yeah.
I would like us to speak deeply about the program.
Yes.
We'll be looking at the theme.
Yes.
I saw empowerment.
Yes.
Now, look at the age balance of these children.
Yes.
What kind of activities is going on
Okay.
in the camp currently?
Yes, so Narrow the Gap Children Summer Camp 2025 Jalingo is happening right now in Abuja Phase 1. And in this camp, we have various activities featured in. We are talking about the care for the environment. We are talking about leadership skills and life coaching. We are talking about peace building. We are talking about care for the environment. We are talking also about introduction to tech and ICT. We are also talking about introducing and teaching them the game of chess. which will teach them patience, discipline, strategy, scheming, and understanding that every move has consequence, every decision has its result and effect. So these are the things that are featured in the camp. And of course, dancing and exercise and physical health tips, all those are there to help energize them, to help motivate them, because they are now out of school, regular terms, so they are on break, and we want to utilize that opportunity to interact with them. And the theme, empowering them, right? Empowerment through early enlightenment. Yes. So you empower them by enlightening them as early as they are. So we're interested in kids in this camp between the ages 10 to 17. They are the ones that we are really interacting with them. And as I said, in the camp right now, we have 182 participants. And facilitators are coming from different fields, just like I've said here. Environmentalists are there with us. We have doctors.
Tech experts are there too.
Yes, tech experts are there through the very kind benevolence of Trinidax. Trinidax Enterprise.
Big shout out to Trinidax.
Yes, a big shout out to Trinidax. Yeah. They are supplying us with facilitators in that regard, and also coming along with about 20 computers to engage with these kids. And so we really appreciate all of this support and collaboration we are getting so far. So the camp is going on. However, we do not camp them to say that they are sleeping there. They come 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. We are also collaborating with the Taraba Art Council. The very popular Martin Pastor, Lydia, is there energizing them, teaching them some beautiful dance steps. And like I said, different people, bankers are here to tell them about saving, not just spending what you have, but saving what you also have. And we have people from the chess community who are here in Jalingo, Chess for Learning and Positive Impact. They are there coaching them on the game of chess, and they are picking up quite well. So it is actually bubbling, it's actually energizing. It is hectic for me, but fulfilling, yes.
It definitely should be, considering the number of children coming there, and you know, they always want things to go their way. Don't mind how it will be. Looking at the procedure, how do they come in? I think this should be part of your last line. How do they come in? What steps do they use to be part of to participate in the camp? Okay. Because looking at the age, their parents are involved.
Yes, definitely.
Parents are involved.
Definitely.
The procedure, speak to that.
So, first of all, it's free. 100% free. We don't ask them to pay anything. Registration is free, camping is free, and all you learn also is free. We give them learning aid materials, and we give them t-shirts, and we take care of their lunch breaks and all of that. But all of that is free. And we just made announcement that this camp is beginning, as it has begun already, and we insisted that parents or some guardian, some adult must come along so that they fill the forms of registration and give consent that their kids or wards are here with us for such and such period of time, doing such and such with us. So that has just been the simple procedure. I must say that our registration, we had targeted 150 to 200. So we are at 182. I do not know, maybe by this program, one or two people will be interested, but I don't think we have the finances to run it the way that we would have. So maybe if someone is listening out there and at this moment you are really interested in what we are doing and you have the finances, support us, please. We need it. If not for the finance, we would go 20 days. But for the finance, I think that we may even have to shorten it to just Saturday to close it, because I can assure you that it needs a lot of money. Just for their lunch break, for a week, you need about 400,000 naira. So we don't have that kind of amount of money to go for another week. So if there's anybody out there, why not? Thank you very much. Yeah.
All right. To serve as your last line on this very program, what will be coming up after this camp? Do you have anything that will come up after this line? This one, then your last word.
Yeah, I think the first thing that will come up after this camp is rest, and I want to give kudos to all parents that have children running on their necks and making noise at ungodly hours and this and that, jumping around. God bless you with that energy you have, because me interacting with them every time I do is very hectic. So I think the first thing that will come is just a little break to just refresh and re-strategize and see what we can come up with again. For now, we are focusing on the camp.
All right, that has been the program. And before I go, allow me to still amplify what is happening here in Jalingo, amazing city of excellence. International Academy has come up with its own school, and they have so much plans for the young ones to stay in line with the initiative brought to us by Narrow the Gap. So make sure you go there and get your forms. You go to Amazing Throne of Grace, close to Zenith Bank, and you obtain your form there for your children. It is very, very important that you do that. Yes, allow me to tell you this for free. The show ends now, but Taraba Raw Talent is on social media. You can always follow us for our amazing stories. I am Fomi Desmond, and after this, it's coming. We'll be having the news. So stay with us. Don't go away.
Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing Super Cab, Jalingo